You and I are both Carcassonne fans. In fact, I've got a Carcassonne right up there. Shoot, you can't see it because of the Board Game Gumbo logo, but I got my base Carcassonne with a bunch of expansions in there. I think I have like 5 in there right now. But you got to play a game that I'm super jealous about. Tell me about Carcassonne, the map. Is that right?
Yeah, so there's Carcassonne Maps. I think there's 5 of them right now, and they have different European countries. And this was a Essen 2019 release, and it was the longest line I waited in to get these things. And they came in these giant poster tubes. And then of all things, I forgot it. I was like running out, and I was like, I was already on the plane. And so I had to tell somebody, hey, did you find those tubes? And they found them, and somebody drove them to England. And then they ended up someplace else, and some finally somebody flew them carry-on from England to Gamma, in which case I just got them recently. And was able to play them up in Reno with my dad and nephew. We had a great time, and we played the German map. And I mean, they're big. I mean, they take up a pretty considerable table. There are some special rules that go along with it. So it's kind of like an expansion. Each map has some features. As you see, there's some kind of tiles baked into it. And there's certain spots where you will have starting tiles, and you will pull those out kind of randomly and set them out there. And you will build off of those nodes. So instead of just starting with the start tile or the river or whatever contraption that you've got expansion-wise, you would start from a couple different spots on this, and you actually could grow towards the center, towards the edges. And there's bonuses on these kind of pre-baked tiles. And there's also bonuses for covering up some of these other little features, for instance. And it takes the base game, the new printing, because the new artwork, and they recommend having 1 or 2 expansions in there to give enough tile content to properly fill out the map. And so we played it with the base game and the first 2 expansions, and it was fantastic.
How's it play differently from Carcassonne in terms of game length? You know, one of the things that I like about Carcassonne is that experienced players can play it and they know about how long it's going to take.
Yeah, I think it would take about the same length because the end condition is the same. You would play until the deck runs out, and so if you're playing with a couple expansions, it's going to be a little bit of a longer game because you have a longer timer on that. So if you wanted to shorten it, you could. But if this one took a little time because we were just enjoying it and playing slowly and having fun and looking at all the neat stuff. But I think you could play it in about the same amount of time as the core game.
How does it compare to the accessibility? Is it something that you would bring out with, because you could play Carcassonne with people that are just getting into the hobby. They may have trouble with the fields, maybe. That's maybe why and I like the Discovery, I think, a little bit better for playing with newer people because it has that ability to, if you got a meeple in the wrong place, you can always pick it up. How does Carcassonne Maps apply to new gamers? What do you think?
It's not that much of a climb because basically you're using the same iconography as the core game. So some of those little tiles on the picture that you see there pre-baked, they're cool because out and build into them. But when you do get to them, they have like extra shields on them. So you just know that they score more points, but it doesn't do anything crazy. It doesn't summon the dragon or anything. And some of the little roads, if you build them off to the borders of the board, those also have shields on them, so they're effectively worth more points.
Okay.
And one of the really fun things about this is if you cover up one of the little, I guess they're towns or little town icons on there, if you bury one of those, you get to take a free turn. So it's kind of like when you play with the builder, if you add onto that building, you get to take an extra tile. In this case, you cover something up and you get to take another little turn. So that makes for some fun moments too.
And that is Carcassonne the Maps. You can... Is it out in the stores or online?
Yeah,
where can you get it?
You can get it from the Carcassonne's website in Germany. I don't know if their web shop's open with all these things going on right now, but I've ordered from them at least once a year for the last forever. And they will send these out in a big poster tube to you, and you get them that way. And it's totally worth it, in my opinion. I think they're fantastic.
Check it out, Carcassonne the Maps. It's something I'm excited about, especially I've got the France map. I know you played the Germany map. I've got the France map up there on the screen. I want to try that one out.